Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. And it's still the spooky season, so we're going to look at another horror game in this video. And the game we're going to look at is a fusion of two really popular games to come up with its own thing and be something that you really don't expect. So, what we're going to look at is Monte Cook's World of Darkness. This book has 385 pages and a copyright of 2007. It was published by White Wolf Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And it's pretty decent artwork as well. It's really got that World of Darkness feel to it. All in all, it sets a proper tone and mood for this game. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this core rulebook and a full set of dice. A full set of dice containing a 20-sided die, a 12-sided die, preferably two 10-sided dice for rolling both percentiles and tens, an 8-sided die, a 6-sided die, and a 4-sided die. Now, character creation in this game is pretty easy. If you're familiar with the D20 rules, then you pretty much got this covered. The first thing you'll do is you figure out your attributes. The attributes used in this game are strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You roll 3 6-sided dice and add them together for each attribute, and you can place them where you want. After that, you pick a character type, and the character type replaces the character class in this game. And the types of characters you can be are the Awakened, the Demon, the Mage, the Vampire, or the Werewolf. We'll talk more about those in a little bit. Then you pick a focus, and your focus will give you some extra bonuses for your attributes and tell you what will be your class skills in a way, or type skills. And your focuses are might, intellect, spirit, and stealth. And then every character gets to pick 2 feats. And that's pretty much character creation. Very easy, very D20-ish. Now, this game is pretty much a fusion of the World of Darkness and the D20 system, i.e. Dungeons & Dragons. Now, at the time that this was published, it was the New World of Darkness, or what is at this time referred to as the Chronicles of Darkness. So the terms, the vampire clans and so forth that it uses will be from those games. And even though it says World of Darkness, the only similarities are it uses the creatures from the game system, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is different. All the world building and background for the World of Darkness, gone. This is something completely new. So if you're looking for a World of Darkness game that uses the D20 system, you're out of luck. The system itself is, like I said, D20. For each task you go to perform, you're given a difficulty number, and you roll a 20-sided die and add bonuses and negatives and try to beat the difficulty number. And that difficulty number could be an armor class for a target you're attacking. That's pretty much the standard for a D20 game. But that's pretty much it. This book has everything you need to play. It's got some example adventures in the back that you could run. It's got a blank character sheet you could photocopy and use. Now, the story for this game is there was an alien entity, the Akanu, that tried to force itself into our world and destroy everything. And it didn't succeed. And it created this rift in the Midwest United States. And the closer you get to that rift, the more supernatural stuff you run into, and people go even closer, never come back. There are waves that come out from it, these supernatural terror waves or whatever, that cause supernatural events to happen elsewhere in the world. Now, to help it conquer, it created some creatures to help it. The vampires, the werewolves, and the demons. The mages and the awakened kind of came into their powers unexpectedly and learned and so forth after the event. So you're not going to run into any ancient vampires from 1,000 years ago, because vampires have been around for maybe a year or two. No really old vampires. And you have the awakened, which are pretty much the equivalent of hunters. Demons, which are demons. Mages. Werewolves, in the sense that they've had these animal type spirits forced into a human body, and now they're lycanthropes. Vampires, basically the entity took these evil spirits of dead people and forced them into living bodies, and they're vampires now. So they can't create new vampires. All new supernatural creatures are created by the entity. Now, some of these creatures did rebel against the entity and are helping humanity now. And so there's that. For the most part, your characters will wind up working for this government agency that's trying to push the entity back and everything and keep things level and law and order and all that. So, you could be freelance, I guess, but that's pretty much the setup for the game and the major story for it. And so if you were looking to play the World of Darkness using the D20 rules, not really. This game is kind of neat for its own thing. If you're looking for a horror game for the spooky season, this would be interesting to check out, but don't expect the World of Darkness unless you're willing to pretty much rewrite the whole storyline and change the character types up enough. Another thing that's gone in this game is they got rid of multi-classing. So you can't play vampiric werewolves or magic using demons or what have you. So this brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? Probably not. If I found somebody that was running it, I might play out of curiosity. Would I run this game? Again, probably not. I'd probably go with the older World of Darkness or the Chronicles of Darkness. Would I recommend this game? And again, I'm going to have to say no. If you're interested, I would suggest playing the original World of Darkness or the Chronicles of Darkness. This game is pretty much just a curiosity. And at that perspective, if you're interested, then it's something you should look into. But I can't really recommend it as a game itself. So, thank you for joining me at a look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.